Let's change that picture. Let's make them fun. Let's understand that there's a process here. You'll go from unconscious incompetence to conscious incompetence to conscious competence to conscious incompetence. You've heard this idea before. Firstly, you don't know that you don't know. Then you now know that you don't know. Then you start to do, but you have to do it consciously. And then you start to do it and you do it unconsciously. We want to do the same in systems. You want to go from I can't systemize to I learn about systems to I practice and build systems to I am confident with systems, and this is just how we do things here. That's the goal. You know, when you've made it, when the team realizes this is how we do things here. And how do you do that? There's going to be some resistance up front. So let me just get you ready for that. But you can overcome any resistance by thinking about a few things. Firstly, most resistance comes from the fact that the team doesn't necessarily know what is the benefit to them, or they don't know why are we systemizing. This is a huge part of overcoming resistance. Help them to understand the benefit to them individually. How does systems make their job easy for them? Why are we systemizing? How does that give them job security? How does that make the business stronger, which means even in times of recession, we don't need to lay them off because our business is efficient and running smoothly and we can weather all storms. There's a real benefit to why you want to have those systems. Oftentimes, another reason you get resistance is they don't know how. Maybe you haven't had the right onboarding or training, or you haven't introduced them to it, or you haven't sold them on the idea of why systems are important. This is a biggie and really overlooked. I'm doing quite a lot of work, and we'll talk a little bit about how we can help you in a moment, but some training specific for team members. I talked about it right at the start, the 3 different tracks. Team members need different direction and training to understand the pieces that are important to them. Onboarding and training is critical. And also over time, you build out your process for the way that you hire. The reason this gets easier down the track is because if you hire people right up front and you set the expectations and you let them know that you're a systems-driven company, that's just the way that they are. And they've never experienced anything else, and therefore it's easy. So this idea of building out a recruiting system and having the right training helps to overcome the resistance, help them to understand why it's benefit to them, and then show them what needs to be done with the right training. And the biggest one, it kind of goes to the comment that was happening in the chat there about giving it catchy names by Kendall, is this idea of making systems the easier option, making it fun, make it easy to capture, make it easier to use the systems, help them to understand that it reduces mistakes. Don't put systems in place for red tape. Systems isn't about ISO 9000s. Systems is about making your team more efficient and making their job easier, and make it a game. That's what the whole idea of a systems champion will do, and that idea of minimum viable systems. Once you start to do that, you can really start to gamify it. And I can already see Zach there making a comment about gamification. We can talk probably a little bit more about that, because once you get minimum viable systems in place, it happens a little bit further down the line in systemology. The last stage in systemology is optimize. That's when we start to link KPIs to different systems, and we think about the critical client flow so that people then become responsible for their area and their systems, and they take ownership and accountability.